yeah.
Right, looks like Callus is starting. Callus leading off with the Albion, the Shrouded Dragon.
Are we absolutely sure about that? Because I see a FaceTime
sorry,
trap card
I
on
did
Ali's
miss
side
that.
of the field.
That is my apologies.
Technical gremlins in the background got us to miss the first turn of the match. But here we are now. And off the top, Branded Fusion. Does it go?
It goes. It flies.
Now Callus did, despite the name, what the name says, is going to be flying through his combos. Albion comes down, sending Lubellion and Elbaz to the graveyard there.
Yeah, we see a Veiler on the Albion.
Good a place as any to start. So this may end Callus' plays now. He is able to send the Albion to the graveyard for the summon of Lubellion here. But before he does that, he's going to summon a Saranir.
Is that a Banished Mercuria?
That is Banished Mercuria. Mercuria banished. It's going to add the Cartesia. Albion goes to the graveyard for the summon of Lubellion, and Callus immediately declaring the effect of Lubellion to place the Branded Lost on the field. I believe the Albion is still in the graveyard, so Cartesia got special summoned and going for a direct attack, and there is Spirit of Yubel in Ali's hand here.
Card we've seen a number of times this weekend.
Callus activating the Forbidden Droplet there, so Ali is not able to use the effect to search for a card for Spirit of Yubel. Yubel effect being negated allows it to be destroyed and special summon out a regular Yubel to the field.
I believe this is Cartesia's effect.
And it's hit with the Ghost Ogre. It won't negate the Cartesia's effect, but it will prompt...
Cartesia does need to use herself, is that correct?
She does not.
Right.
So Callus will have to continue with the Fusion Summoner unless he has no valid targets, in which case... And doesn't appear to, because we've gone to the end step and he is already resolving the Albion there.
You'd have to play a monster which can Fusion Summon with Lubellion and Saranir.
Which, yeah...
I do not think most players would.
Yeah. Wasn't there thinking of the Borreload Furious Dragon, but that requires 2 Dark Monsters, and of course Lubellion's a light.
So a refill. 2 fusion decks, but we didn't see a fusion summon from either side. Oh, we did see the Albion, but an Enfield with no fusions on either side. It's crazy.
Indeed, yeah. So, but we do have Yubel on the field as well as Spirit of Yubel in the graveyard there, so we might be seeing a fusion summon from Ali this turn. Set card from Callus is the fusion duplication there, copying the branded fusion, sending Gimmick Puppet Nightmare and Elbaz to the graveyard, wasting no time.
Gonna summon Lubellion. Yep, just taking a read of the fusion duplication.
Lubellion effect 1. Now Branded Lost is on the field, so Ali is not able to respond currently. Branded Lost is resolving, adding a Albion to Alice Sand, and then Fusion Summon with Lubellion will resolve.
Was it Albaz and Cartesia?
Was indeed, and that's all that's required for Sanctifier Dragon. And immediately within that summon response window, which Branded Lost still protects fusion monsters, Calist is going to summon Gimmick Puppet, Nightmare, and the Fallen of Elbaz to his own field here.
Now you called the end phase the main phase 3. What would you call this?
This is just being greedy and taking 2 turns in a row, in all honesty.
Yeah, but you're going to need them all to be able to summon that Gimmick Puppet.
So even if the Gimmick Puppet does leave Ali's field this turn, Ali is unfortunately still unable to special summon any monsters except for Gimmick Puppets this turn.
I think it'd be a very safe wager that Ellie does not play any Gimmick Puppets in the deck.
Cool. Looking like players are just confirming a few things there. Bit of discussion with the judge. I believe they were picking up Callus extra deck for some reason. I'm not too sure.
It might have been to verify that the earlier Cartesia could not resolve.
Very good. Both players nodding in agreement there. Looks like we're about to move. Okay.
All right, looks like we do have a judge call that will be escalated. So we will pause gameplay for now.
Exactly. So what we might do is we might just cut back to us here in the box here. And yeah, we'll just have a little bit of a discussion here.
Yep, the head judge has resolved the dispute and the game will proceed.
Okay, cool. So for those of you at home that are wondering why the time is playing up, the players are receiving an extension for that escalated judge call there. So as soon as we get that sorted, play will resume and we'll see where we were.
Alright, the game seems to be proceeding, and it looks like it went back to Calus' turn. He'll start with the Foolish Burial.
Foolish Burial sending Despian Tragedy there. Allow Calus to search for a Despian monster, choosing to add the Alibert hand. The Jester of Despia, say that 10 times fast, it's normal summoned, activating its effect to add a branded spell.
Very high rarity of Aluba there. And branded fusion being activated.
Does not have to use the monsters in the deck. No, you can't. You are free to use what's on the field, and the Elbaz and the Lubellion have turned into a Mirror Jade, the Iceblade Dragon.
Yeah, which is, as we know, a point of interaction.
And one would almost consider it the boss monster of the branded strategy. I know we've got Sanctifier and we've got Gimmick Puppet, but I believe Mirror Jade is like the headlining fusion that most players tend to end on.
Definitely.
Artesia is added off the branded Lost.
So he's going to push for a lot of damage, or that's what he's going to attempt to do.
We are going to the battle phase here. Alibur is declaring attack on Gimmick Puppet. Gimmick Puppet, I believe, only has 1,000 attack, so this will be 800 damage to Ali. Mirror Jade declares a directed attack, and there is yet another Spirit of Yubel in Ali's hand.
Yeah, the Gimmick Puppet Nightmare does indeed have only 1,000 attack for a level 8 monster. Spirit of Yubel being able to activate, add that Nightmare Pain. Now Mirror Jade, I believe, is going to activate its effect.
Dude, it's gonna have to. Is Spirit of Yubel able to be destroyed by battle?
Spirit of Yubel cannot be destroyed by battle, but Mirror Jade could just remove it, right?
That is right.
Special summon of the Cartesia.
Yep, so it looks like we're in Kaelist's main phase 2. Summoning a Granganol, the Dusk Dragon. And we've already got Gimmick Pup in rotation, so Kaelist does not have to go for that. Choosing to send the Albion the Shrouded Dragon to the graveyard there. And looking like we're already going to the end step and Albion's resolving. Brand of Retribution is being set.
It's going to be very challenging right now to be able to play through a board of 5 monsters as well as an imminent Gimmick Puppet Nightmare.
Yes, indeed.
Scroll. How many seconds before Kaelist will choose to use some effects?
I didn't have my stopwatch out, but there's looking at least 5.
Yep, looks like it will immediately be happening.
And opting to special summon Ali's Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit to his own field. Now, Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit is a little strange amongst the Ghost Girl hand traps because it's also able to use this effect on the field as well.
Yep, which is going to be able to stop that Nightmare Pain that was searched earlier. Very, it's a very nice interaction and a very well played by Kaelist.
Activates Nightmare Pain and just switches Spirit of Yubel to attack mode.
Yep, Kaelist will use Branded in red.
I've got my Shroud Dragon to hand with the Serenair banishing. And there's the
That's Guardian Chimera.
Guardian Chimera. What was the third monster used?
The Lubellion, was it? Would have been a Lubellion.
Okay. Draws a card, opts to destroy 2 cards, the Nightmare Pain and the Spirit of Yubel. Spirit of Yubel effect activating. Even though the Yubel is banished, it is a legal target to be revived. But here we go, we are starting game 2 now of this top 4 match. 31 minutes on the clock. And we see Ali starting with the Chaos Summoning Beast and being met with the Infinite Impermanence there.
That's one set card, and that's all for the Yubel. You see one spell card, it is the Branded Fusion, I believe.
If it is, that is a very good hand indeed for Kaelist there. He is starting his turn by normally summoning Cartesia, I believe.
You think Kaelist wants to be able to ensure that he can optimally resolve the Branded Fusion. It swiftly gets met with the Ash Blossom.
There's one card you save Ash Blossom for in the Branded matchup, it's that. But now we see Skill Drain. Ali did indeed bring that in, so paying 1,000 life points here.
I don't see any way for Kaelist to be able to interact meaningfully with that skill drain, at least not with 3 monsters in hand.
Yeah, and I believe that Skill Drain was activated in response to Cartesia's effect, so that's why no fusion summon was performed.
But Cartesians are able to attack over the 0 attack Dark Beckoning Beast for 500.
And here we see the Druid's Worm here. Nice, easy summon under the Skill Drain, and definitely bigger than that Cartesia.
Definitely. Now, I think Ali's strategy now is to try and stick that Druid's Worm and just attack over things with neither player being able to use monster effects until such point where Ellie decides to be able to turn off the Skill Drain.
Exactly. So attacking over the top of the Cartesia, 1,000 life points out to Kaelist. Set of a monster from Ali, and there we go.
Forbidden Droplets. Fortunately, that is not a way to remove the skill drains. Also,
activating Aliba's effect now. He is chaining the forbidden droplets here. This is a very cunning play.
so in normal circumstances, you wouldn't be able to negate the effect of monsters whose effects are already negated, but Forbidden Droplets does have the added effect of modifying attack and defense values.
I believe that's its primary effect as well, is modifying the attack and defense values and then negating the effect.
Oh, it's good to know.
That's why it is able to activate under skill drain this thing.
Interaction that Carlos is very well versed in, so he knows how to play under opposing skill drains. And the Shadow Dragon that we saw earlier, he did side it in, so he was able to, send it.
Brilliant bit of play indeed, in which case triggering the Cartesia and channeling to the Shadow Dragon means Shadow Dragon destroys the skill drain and the Quem is able to resolve. Sending the Retribution to the graveyard, because it indeed mentions Fallen of Elbaz, and there we see activating the Branded Fusion. Here we go.
There we go. There we see the Fallen of Albaz.
And Lubellion. Pumped an Albion play here. Albion looking at the graveyard there. Go to summon the Lubellion. Lubellion will be discarding, I believe it's a Bestial Magnamut, to fusion summon into the Mirror Jade there. Grem's effect looks like it's brought out the Cartesia. Albion
will be replacing that. Lubellion will be replacing that Albion.
That's right there. And then being able to put the Branded Lost on the field, and then Cartesia can fusion summon if Callus feels like, and he'll net himself another card off that Branded Lost.
Bear in mind that Draw Swim does have an effect as well when it's sent to the graveyard.
Yeah, it'd be very interesting to see if Callus chooses to activate his Mirror Jade now on his turn as a means of getting rid of that Draw Swim now. But we see Lubellion, 2,500 attack Ellie's face down card, which was a
Dark Beckoning Beast. Did Ellie open 2 of those? That's unfortunate.
I believe so.
He does banish, send the Titanic Lad to banish, and then he will attack.
3,000 attack, and last card in Ellie's hand, Spirit of Yubel coming down.
It's a very nice last card tab. Adding the Nightmare Pain.
Callus pushing for game there, and slight miscalculation there. Who could have seen that though?
We do see him continuing to play. Now he has full information of all cards that Ellie has.
So fusing into Grand Guignol now in defense mode, which is going to prompt the Branded Lost and Grand Guignol sending Gimmick Puppet Nightmare to the graveyard here.
So we saw that Carlos was able to expertly play under the skill drain. He wasn't phased at it at all. Shows how much he knows his deck inside and out and why he's here.
Exactly. Well, let's keep going. Albion's going to set the Brandon Red to the Spell and Trap card zone. Titanic Lad still gets to resolve as well, which is going to be summoning out a Fallen Velbaz. Cool. Fallen Velbaz has not activated its effect this turn, so on its special summon it's going to discard a card and fusion summon with that Spirit of Yubel into Lubellion.
Now we're back where Callus is in position with 4 monsters, multiple points of interaction. We know Ellie's hand is the Nightmare Pain, draws a card.
This is a very sticky spot.
So it was a monster drawn.
Yeah.
And we do see, we know what's happening.
Branded in red for Albion, the Sanctifier Dragon there, and in that summon response window with the Branded Lost up, choosing to activate the effect immediately, targeting Bestial Magnamut and the Gimmick Puppet Nightmare.
And the Magnamut will activate, being able to fetch a dragon during the end phase.
He's already gone to his end phase. Oh, no, that's the Branded Lost that's adding to his hand. Ali here, this is looking like a repeat of game 1, but we have the Nightmare Pain. In a weird stroke of luck, it didn't matter what monster Ali drew. Gimmick Puppet Nightmare is a dark monster which will fulfill the requirements for Nightmare Pain.
Yep, indeed. As we can see, that's what's happening. Nightmare Pain will be destroying that Gimmick Puppet Nightmare. Adding the Spirit of Yubel.
Ali may live for another turn. But as we go back to Carlos's turn, the Mirror Jade becomes live again. Carlos being able to activate its effect on his turn. We're going to pass back and draw, and I believe Carlos has drawn Branded Fusion.
I believe he's just going to switch everything to attack position and try to declare attacks.
Mirror Jade declares an attack, prompts the Spirit of Yubel, negates the attack. Spirit of Yubel does get its effect on normal summon or special summon to add setting the Nightmare Pain.
Yep, I believe the Mirror Jade will now banish that Spirit of Yubel, and the rest of the monsters should be able to declare attacks. And even if the game, by a stroke of luck, does not end, Carlos will be in a position where he can use the Sanctified Dragon once more.
And just like keep putting that constant pressure to the Nightmare.
And Carlos will be representing